The third phase of your career brought you back to the University of Texas, the Lyndon B. Johnson School of Public Affairs. As you mentioned earlier, it's a successor really to the original Bureau of Municipal Research and Service that had been here for established at the turn of the century. How did that opportunity develop?
How did it come about?
Yeah, how did it come about?
I had, with Pete Moore, had been traveling 4 days a week, covering those 9 states, and sometimes going to other states to work on projects. And at 58, I was beginning to feel some travel awareness from time to time. So the school was being established at the time. The LBJ school was being established, school had been established several years before, but was still sort of in its infancy. And the dean at the time was Elspeth Rostow, a great lady. She approached me, and we began conversations about my joining the school to teach half-time and to head up a policy research institute half-time. I think the latter was also maybe a synonym or being available to state officials for troubleshooting, shall we say, in state agencies, and continuing my consulting work that I'd been doing for 13 years. It worked out well. We half-time with the school teaching, and then the other half-time I worked with Governors Clements, Governor White, Lieutenant Governor Hobby, Lieutenant Governor Bullock later, Speaker Lewis, and we conducted several organization management studies of state agencies. The most notable was probably one of Central Texas College in Killeen that at the time in the mid-80s had a chancellor who was making more than the University of Texas chancellor. It had some dust-ups, problems, and the state representative from Killeen went to the Lieutenant Governor, and the Lieutenant Governor went to the Speaker. They got together, and I got this call one day out at the school here that they needed help in looking at that college. We went into that and took about 9 months. The report was a couple of hundred pages, a major report, and actually we had a team from the state auditor's office, which was a subset of our overall supervision, and we made major changes there. Made 19 recommendations, which the legislature put in the appropriation bill as requirements for that college to continue to get its funds. That was a fun time. We part of it forced the chairman of the board of trustees to step down because they were not exercising their fiduciary responsibilities, and lots of feeling of accomplishment there.
Very important work. And it's interesting that the school had Elspeth the dean, and the school saw the need and the opportunity, and obviously you were the perfect person to fill that kind of policy analysis and service role, consulting role back to states. Also the teaching side of it. You were teaching, and you were the Mike Hogg Professor of Urban Management, the first, as I recall, to hold that chair, that professorship. What about teaching? What did you teach?
We were teaching, of course, local government matter, and very satisfying when you're in a school such as this or the Bush School, you expect the primary emphasis to be on national and international matters. But we made a real pitch to get the various deans from Dean Rostow and Dean Sherman, Dean Dorn, to see the importance also of local government. And they responded very well in given their circumstances and given the budget they had. But we were able to bring local government into the picture that it had not been before here at the school.
And acknowledging that these public affairs schools, like this great institution, does have a national, sometimes international focus. We have many graduates who are in state and local government, and in local government. So it is an important part of the school's purpose, and it's.
Well, I think I keep reminding the various deans here, that over the 30 or 40 years now, we've had as many graduates go into state and local government combined as we have in national and international. And that's the reason for that is the growth of the state of Texas and the city of Austin, and both have been a valuable employer. But behind that is we recruit these students from all 50 states and several foreign countries. And Austin, as we all know, is just a very attractive place to be. And so they come here, and sometimes it's hard for them to leave. They get enamored of the lifestyle and the music scene, the weather, all of these things. And then the job opportunities are there, particularly with the city of Austin, rapid growth. State has been up and down, sometimes in a state of more retraction, but generally has still been growing. So there have been those opportunities there, but we also have a number of students in cities throughout the country, a number in California, both California state government and the cities of Sacramento and Los Angeles and other places. And we'd like to feel we've had a small hand in helping focus on that area of employment for our students.